welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy, and for today's tips and tricks video we are looking at the Stampin Write Markers and the Stampin Blends. By the end of this quick video I hope that you understand how both are used, what the benefits are of these markers and why you need them in your craft room. So let's take a quick look at the Stampin Write Marker first off. Now these are dual tipped pens. We have the two here. It also lets you know just here we have a fine tip and a thicker tip. So on the fine tip, let's open it up. This end is a 0.5 of a millimeter felt tip end, great for journaling and fine detail. It writes just like a pen, so it's really great. On the thicker end here we have a felt tip marker. Now this end is really good for colouring in your image, or if you want to colour in a stamp and then stamp that down. You can use multiple colours on your stamp, so that's a really good way. I'll show you how to use that a little bit later. Now the ink that's inside here is a water-based dye ink. It's odourless and it's acid-free. These Stampin' Write markers colour coordinate with all the classic stamp pads and the cardstock, so Stampin' Up do a wonderful job in colour coordination. So every colour family and every colour that Stampin' Up have, there is a marker for it. They are sold in colour families or as a full collection, which I'll show you that in the catalogue in just a minute. Let's move on to the Stampin Blends. Now you can purchase these in the light and dark, or you can purchase them in the combo. So this one's Daffodil Delight. Let me just show you the light one. Once again we have the two ends here that you can see, the thicker one and the smaller one. These are a little bit different. They're actually a little bit thicker than the Stampin' Write marker, so it's more of a bullet tip end. And then we have the brush tip end on this one here. Now Stampin' Write markers are used for colouring. You could do straight colouring or blending. It's an artist quality colouring and blending tool, but it's really great for beginners as well. These are exclusive Stampin' Up colours, so you can find them in all the colours that Stampin' Up hold. You can blend light and dark shades of the colour together, or you can blend colours of similar hues together as well. These are sold individually, like I said before, or you can purchase them in the combo. Let's have a look at the catalogue and I'll show you where you can find them. So this is in the annual catalogue. I've marked them. So right up the back where all the colouring and inks are. So the Stampin' Write markers, you can find them in the colour family packs. So just in under here, you can purchase them in the 10 pack, so the whole colour family. And that's in all of the colour collections, so neutrals, brights, subtles and regals. You can also purchase them in the in colours as well, so you can find them just down here. Whoop, there we go, just down here on the left hand side. This is page 164. So you can find the colour family packs from 162 to 164. Just want to show you too that you can purchase that you can also purchase in the full pack, and this is on page 180. It's the Many Marvelous Markers. This is the whole collection, so if you were wanting the whole collection you could buy that as well. The Stampin Blends can be found on, let me find it, here we go, on page 179, and there is lots and lots of colours to choose from here. You cannot get them in all the colours yet, but Stampin' Up are bringing a lot in quite regularly, so these are the ones that are available. You can see lots of new ones here with a little N next to them, and you can also purchase the bronze, ivory and the colour lifter to go with them. So I thought let's show you how to use these. So I have just a piece of paper here. I want to show you how the tips work. So this is the Stampin' Write marker. You can do drawing, so and I don't have the neatest writing. And I probably picked the wrong colour to start with. And you can also write with the other end as well. It's a little bit thicker. If you're doing calligraphy, that might work as well. Now the great thing is these are able to be refilled. You can take the ends off and pop 3 or 4 drops of re-inker down. That is going to be in a tips and tricks video coming up soon, so if you're interested in finding out more of that, make sure you subscribe so you see that video as well. The other way of using these Stampin' Write markers is to colour a stamp, and you can do multiple colours in that stamp. So let me bring in another colour. I've got soft suede here. I've just got a stamp here on my desk, so actually let's go the lighter colour first. Always use your lighter colour first. We're using the bullet brush tip marker end, and I'm just using the side of it to colour in that stamp where I want it. Okay, I'm going to bring the soft suede in, and I'm just going to colour in the rest of that stamp that I want. So you can use as many colours on your stamp as you like. Always go with your lightest first though. All you need to do now is huff on that to reactivate and moisten that ink. And let's just stamp that down. And there we have it. Now you cannot do this technique with your Stampin' Blends. You can only do that with your Stampin' Write markers. These are water-based inks, whereas these ones are alcohol-based inks, so you're just not able to do that with your Stampin' Blends. So let's show you how to colour in with these Stampin' Blends as well. So I'm going to use the brush tip end, and let's just colour in. So I have already stamped from the Dressed to Impress stamp set, this little flower. And I'm just straight colouring here. Now you can obviously go back in and add a different colour. If you wanted to go with soft saffron and then go in with your Daffodil Delight and add just a little bit of extra colour, you could certainly do that. I'm going to bring the Old Olive in, just colour in those leaves. And there we have it. So that's using the Stampin' Write markers. Let's move on to the blends. Now these are really great for colouring and for blending colours. So let's show you how to blend them first, because straight colouring is easy. You know, we're just colouring it all in. Let's do some blending. So I'm going to go in with the dark first, and I'm just going to create some areas that I want to highlight. So I'm not colouring the whole lot. I'm just adding a little bit of colour along the edges. Okay, so just like that. Then we're going to go in with the light colour. And I'm going to do small circles to blend those colours in. Now those colours are all blended in. You can see that. I can then go back in with the dark if I like. Let's add a little bit of colour in the middle there and those little dots. And then I can also just go in and just add a little bit of extra darker highlight. So we've blended it, but we can also go back in and just add a little bit extra colour. I've grabbed the combo of the Old Olive as well, so let's just quickly colour in. I'll go with the dark one first. I just want to add a little bit of highlight. So I'm just going to add it towards the end of those leaves. And I'm going to use the smaller brush marker because this is tiny, this area that I'm colouring in. So little circles. Now one thing you're going to have to do if you're using your blends is you need to protect your surface because it will go through your cardstock. And look at the vibrancy between the two. Like the Stampin' Blends is so much brighter than the markers. So you can also blend in different colours. You don't have to just blend in the light and the dark together. Let me show you something else. I have the light pumpkin pie there. Let's add a colour. And then I'm going to go to the dark Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to go over the edge. And that just blends the two together. Let's go with the light one now. Going over the edge again of the dark. And then we've blended the three colours together. So it gives you a really great ombre effect. You can do this on a card where you just colour in your card front and create those coloured ombre effect. One tip when you're using your Stampin' Blends, because this is alcohol based ink, you cannot use embossing powder, so you can't heat emboss and then colour in. The heat embossing actually affects the tips of your Stampin' Blends, so highly recommend, please don't use that with your colouring. Don't colour in around heat embossed images. The other thing is these ones are not refillable. These ones are just one use only. Once they run out, you then have to purchase them again. So if you use your darker one more than your light one, you can just purchase your dark one again. But they are not refillable because they're alcohol based inks. The last little tip I have for you as well is these all have to be stored horizontal, so you have to store them this way. You can't store them in a container upside down. All the ink runs to the end and that's really not good for it. It just comes out everywhere. So however you're storing them, you need to store them flat. Alcohol based inks, so this one here in the Stampin' Blends, also have to make sure that the lids go on really well, and Stampin' Up have done really well because you can hear the lid go on really easily. So make sure the lids are on. If you're not using them, pop the lid back on because they do dry out really quickly, being alcohol. I think that's all I had for you today. So hopefully these few tips and tricks with the Stampin' Write Markers and the Stampin' Blends helps you out. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to help you out. Until next time, have a wonderful day and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.